So about a year ago I made my smallest terrarium yet. This one right here. And although I really like it, there's a major problem on this thing. As you can see, the moss has completely dried out in here, and that's due to bad planning on my end. Whenever I made this thing, I just took this container. It was oriented like this originally, and I just flipped it over, sealed the inside, and started building right away. However, this means that this thing does not hold any water whatsoever. So today I would really like to fix this. And if you're interested in seeing how we're gonna do that, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps out the channel. Alright, first things first, let's remove the glass top. And then it's time to start removing this moss. Now it's completely dead. It peels right off. As you can see, there's really not too much to this step other than peeling and prying and getting this off. And this was Java moss, which clearly didn't hold up. So next step is getting this thing off of here. So I'm gonna use one of these paint scrapers and I'm just gonna wedge it in there and hope that the scape will come off in one single go. Nope. Alright, it's heavy duty time. Let's hammer on this thing to try and pry it off there. One of the points broke, but it is getting loose now. Alright, so this is the hardscape. We'll figure that out later, and let's store it in the glass container. Just like that we can see the problem, right? This thing is thick. It's really thick, nearly 2 fingers thick, and we didn't use any of this space. So now I'm just gonna drill a hole in there, empty out the middle, sealed once more, and then we have a little reservoir in here that can hold some water. At least that's the idea. Alright, here it is, the lid, or bottom in our case, with the newly carved hole in place. It's ready to be sealed once again, but before we do that, I thought, why won't we reattach the piece that just broke off? I carved out a little edge on here so it bends inside. I think it will look really cool like this, and it will also give us way more depth to work with. So first things first, we're gonna super glue this in place, and then we're gonna seal the entire thing. A little finicking later, but I got it to match up pretty decently. I had to scrape off a little bit over on this edge because it was just slightly wider than the base, but all in all I think it looks pretty good, and once we seal everything it will get way more seamless. Oh, well, at least I hope so, and then we can start using this once again. So that's the next step.
A couple of days later, the liquid rubber has had time to dry and we could take everything back inside to scape it. I'm gonna use the same hardscape as before and I'm going to make a similar design. However, this time I'm gonna create a void underneath all of the rocks. By mixing cotton balls and super glue, I can attach the rocks along the edge of our base. It took a lot of finicking, but eventually I managed to glue everything along this edge, leaving a nice big void underneath all of the rocks. Now I'm gonna fill this void with a bit of terrarium substrate. I placed small bits of soil over the cracks in between the rocks and then pushed everything down underneath. I kept doing this from all angles until the entire void was filled up with substrate. Next it's time to start planting this thing again. I decided to go exclusively with thread moss. This thing is so small that adding any sort of plant, like for example an Anubias, would already be way too big. So it's gonna be a moss only scape. Once I was happy with the placement of the moss, I busted out a pair of scissors and gave this whole thing a nice haircut to create a clean looking dome shape in the moss. And to finish it all off, I sprayed it down with some water.
And there you have it, the terrarium is finished. I think it looks way better now. Yeah, I think this thing looks way better now. It's a way cleaner look. There is some substrate in there to hold more moisture, so the moss shouldn't dry out as fast as it did before. And yeah, it looks nice. I'm really happy with it. I'm gonna put it in the new aquarium stand back here. There you go. But I can't show you too much of this stand just yet, because that's gonna be tomorrow's video. So if you want to see that video, definitely hit the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Or if you're watching this video a little bit later, you can already click right over here to see that exact video. So definitely check it out, and I'll see you guys tomorrow in that exact video. Thanks for watching.